Nathan, and you are watching Kneel Before Sod. And today we are looking at Imagine Dragons' new album, Smoke+Mirrors. Sorry, I was trying to do magic. I can't be a magician. And I'm not gonna really compare this new album to the last album, Night Visions. Really, I just want to see how the two albums stack up side by side. And more or less, I want to know if this album lives up to the fans' expectations. So without further ado, here we go. So after months of listening to their single, I Bet My Life, I liked the direction this album was going. It was fast, upbeat, had a good meaning. I thought this is gonna be a pretty good album. And sure enough, after the album comes out, you listen to it and you think, okay, this is a pretty well done album. However, there are some flaws with this album that we're going to take a look at first, just to get those out of the way. I will say though, Imagine Dragons did stick to their roots, so I'm proud of that. So, looking at this album, we have to start with the first track and figure out what kind of hook does this album as a whole give. And for me, the hook was not as effective. It didn't fully pull me into the album. I mean, when I listened to Night Visions, it really got my attention, and so from there I was able to move along the tracks. But for this first track, I wasn't fully into it. I think it was just the way the song starts off. It just kind of sped up and moved too quickly. It's almost rushing. But for the rest of the album, it has that spark I look for when I listen to a new album. It gives that flair that just makes me want to keep moving along. The title song held the entire album together in a way that lets your emotions just start developing and flowing, and you get the sense that you know what this album is going to be about. I really like the band's use of synths and other effects because it really gives the album more color and makes it more interesting to listen to. And together, the band uses really good timbre and rhythms, and for the most part when I was listening to this album, I always wanted to tap my foot. It was just that great. And while this album doesn't live up to 100% of my expectations, it was still very enjoyable. And the lyrical meaning to some of the songs are very relatable. I was looking through the song lyric booklet and picking out parts of different songs that really relate to my life, and I was able to connect to this album. And with that, I will say this album is definitely worth checking out. I shit you not though, there's this one song on the album where I thought the band took influence from Disturbed. It just sounded like the beginning of a Disturbed song. Alright guys, that's it for this video, so subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, like the video, give a flower to the nearest rock, tell it that you love it, you care for it, and I will see you guys on the next video.